Hey guys, good morning. Welcome back to my channel. Glad you guys could join me again for another one here. I'm excited about this because it's been a while. It's a long time coming. It's been a process of trying to get it, but it's been a fun one. Nice and collaborative with the product maker owner I'm going to talk about today. And it's the Boondock PWC mount. I'm going to send the link here, but it's coming from boondockspwc.com. And the owner there, Lauren, I don't know how to say it, but I'm sorry, Lauren, if I'm butchering your name. He's the owner and he's basically the creator of this awesome mount. And what this is, guys, is this is a mount for, in my case, a 21 FX. And as you can see, it's a ball mount. It's a RAM based mount, but where the custom piece here is this fabricated bar here. And let me just talk about the ordering process. From the start, the owner, Loren, he was awesome. The whole process felt custom because you basically give him a call and you really collaborate with him. He sends you lots of pictures. I know the site doesn't have everything that he offers, and that's just because the combinations, and this is just my opinion, I think the combinations are just so infinite with what people want. Essentially the different skis, the combinations, and what you need the mount for is almost infinite. And so Loren has this hands-on approach where he gives you a call, you guys collaborate, you tell him what you want, what your application is, and then he gives you suggestions and ideas based on that. Just options, tons of mounting and different things. So collaborating with him was just a joy because he gives you all these options and even asks questions and suggests things that you probably didn't even think about when you said, hey, I want to mount stuff on my PWC, right? And so the ordering process was so cool, felt really custom. I can't say enough about it. I'm so pleased. Just to give you an insight on just his attention to detail, he even went ahead and shipped me some stainless lock wire. And this is because he watched a previous video of mine saying about the super rack and how that was mounted and it needed some lock wire. And so that just goes to show how he's very intuitive with his customers, and I couldn't be more happy. So basically this is what I came up with based on his suggestions and his collaboration. It's essentially a RAM mount. They call it the D mount because I think it goes from A to D, being the heaviest and the stoutest. And I went with this route because essentially I'm going to mount a 7-inch Garmin Echo Map, and that Garmin mount would actually sit on here, and I would mount it to this clamp, and this would sit on this ball mount right here. And I went with this route because first off, for the adjustability, but I feel that anything, and this is just my personal opinion, anything less would probably, I wouldn't feel as secure about my electronics out there. So this is what I went with. It's a right side configuration, and I'll show you this in the install, after the install, right? And so this is the right hand configuration, and I chose to keep the Yamaha OEM mount here on the left side, so I get to keep that. But the good thing is you can remove this. You can remove this piece and substitute it for the cup holder, or in the future you can add more accessories to this, however you like. And that, you know, your needs may change in time, but that's okay, because there's, like I said, there's infinite possibilities when it comes to this mount, and lots of room for, you know, future upgrades and future configuration changes. You can even mount, you know, there's, with the RAM system, if you guys are familiar with this system, then there's tons of just different options, right? But it all starts with the base, and you know, once you have Loren's mount from Boondocks PWC, then you're that's a great start, because now you have just all these possibilities. And my initial review, the fit and finish, guys, is just A+. I know it probably doesn't translate here, but his attention to detail in his design, if you look at all his other work, it's just bar none. Set screws, everything is, the tolerances are super tight. His expertise and attention to detail shows in his product, and you know, that's just, don't just take my word for it. If you do reviews and of his work and just people talking about his stuff, it's just it's the way to go. And I feel there's nobody really out there that even comes close to his mounts and his engineering. I like stuff that are over engineered, and this is one of those things. I went with this setup because I plan to mount a Garmin 7-inch Echo Map, and so yes, that's the way to go. And I know you guys see some stuff here. This is also his stuff, but it's gonna be on a later video. It's essentially the mount for the transducer on the back of the ski, and he provides this as well. I'll talk about that here soon, but I just wanted to show you guys this because this will be at the back of the ski, and then this will have the transducer mount, which he supplied as well, and then the transducer will mount to that boarding step. And again, that's a future video here, but that's what's going on, and I got that from him as well. And you know, just to show you his style of shipping, everything's labeled, everything's sorted based on what they are, and it's so clear. He even goes to, you know, show, hey, use some anti-seize on these threads. And so you know, in the future I'm going to talk about it, but here's the anti-seize for that. And it's things like that that make you go with a certain company, and I highly recommend going with him. And so let's transition over to the install. It's very straightforward, so let's go head on over. Okay, so here it is installed, guys. Super easy. Essentially 6 10 mil bolts all around. Excuse me, it's these ones. Total of 6 10 mil bolts. Super easy. Now again, depending on your application, it might be different. In my case, I just selected one huge D size RAM mount, and if you recognize this, for those with a 19 and up FX, this is what came with the Yamaha, and Boondocks PWC suggested this to me, at least, because I didn't really have a use for the left side as of yet. And so I like the flexibility of being able to mount the Yamaha OEM, and also being able to remove this and substitute it for that cup holder from Yamaha. And you know, I can go back and forth with that. But in the future, I do plan to purchase another DRAM accessory for this hole here, and that'll enable me to possibly add another GoPro mount. But that's something in the future. It's something I don't need as of yet. And so I just opted out for this. And if you could tell, sorry, the tracking's kind of wonky. If you notice, this is the actual mount, and it's burly. I'm super confident it'll hold up. And I'm gonna mount a 7-inch Echo map. I'll put pictures of it staged on there, but yeah, that's it. Again, fairly straightforward, guys. Love the build quality. I'm sure I'll think of things to mount over here, depending if once I start using it, I know there are multiple uses for this and future things to mount on there, but and this is my opinion, I don't think there's any mount there that'll compare to what Loren has at his site. He makes great stuff, and yeah, it's fairly simple. I wish there was more to it. Basically just 3 bolts on one side, 3 bolts on another side, and it's fairly straightforward. So thanks for joining me, guys. If you have any questions at all, comment down below. If you see any other things that I may have missed, or if you want information, like I said, I did tons of research before going with Boondocks, and I'm sure you'll come to that conclusion too if you watch this far, because there's nobody really out there that does this type of work specific to our skis, and you know, he's the go-to guy for sure. Thanks, guys. Catch you on the next one.